Hi everyone and welcome. We are broadcasting today live from the 2013 Your Natural Baby Fair in San Diego, California. I'm Robin Kaplan with New Mommy Media, which produces weekly online podcasts for new and expecting parents. I'm also the host of New Mommy Media's show, The Boob Group, which is all about judgment-free breastfeeding support. So today we are talking with Jennifer Lindenman about infant and child safety, especially with the car seat. So our expert, Jennifer Lindenman, is the owner of the Family Room and a child passenger safety technician certified by the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration. That's quite a mouthful.
Yes.
So Jennifer is speaking at the fair today, and we're going to be talking about car seat safety. We'd like all of you to know that is watching us online right now that you can participate in our conversation as well. So feel free to submit questions or comments through our chat box below or tweet using the hashtag YNBF2013, and we'd love to hear from you. So Jennifer, we'll just get started.
Okay.
How does a car seat protect a child?
Okay, so 90% of all car seats are installed improperly in some way. The average is 2 errors per car seat. So it's either the selection of, the installation of, or it's being used improperly. So we all know a car seat is meant to prevent injury in a crash. Specifically what we want to be protecting is the head, the neck, and the spine. Each crash, there are 3 collisions. There's the collision of the vehicle against the object, there's the collision of the person against the seat belt, and then there's the internal collision of organs hitting other organs, hitting bones. So the purpose of the car seat or the seat belt is to minimize those collisions. So the harness in the car seat as well as the seat belt, the purposes are they keep you in the vehicle. They contact the strongest points of your body, which are shoulders and hips.
Okay.
They spread the forces of the crash over the widest part of the body. They help slow that body down in the crash, and then they protect the brain and the spinal cord. So in a crash, the purpose of the car seat, what the car seat's going to do is called rock and rebound. So as the vehicle crashes, the car seat rocks forward, it rebounds back, and then it rocks back forward. So the harness that's holding the baby in keeps that baby going with the car seat.
Got it.
Same thing with forward facing, it's just going forward with the car seat.
Okay. So how does one go about selecting the proper car seat for their child?
Okay, so everybody has the question, what is the best car seat? And they don't like my answer. My answer is, it's the one that fits your child the best, the one that fits your vehicle the best, and the one that you will use properly every time. So in order to choose it based on the child, you want to go by age, height and weight, and child's maturity.
Okay.
So you wouldn't, even though if a 2-year-old is big enough to be in a booster, you would not necessarily put a 2-year-old in a booster.
Okay.
You want to choose it based on your vehicle. Not all car seats fit in all vehicles. So if you drive a 2-seater truck, you would not put a rear-facing car seat in the front seat of the truck. If you had a truck with the side-facing jump seats, you cannot put a car seat in a side-facing seat. It doesn't do that rock and rebound that we talked about. So if you have 3 kids in car seats, you've got to make sure all 3 car seats fit properly. So the best way to do this is go to the store, you give them their driver's license at the front of the store, and you take all the floor models out to your car.
No way.
You install them in your car. Does it fit in your car? How easy is it to install? If your child has been born, bring the child with you. Put the child in the car seat. Is it comfortable? Is it not comfortable? The other thing is you never ever buy or borrow a used car seat. You don't know the history of that car seat. Has it been in a crash? Has it been in the baggage hold of an airplane? You never check a car seat into the baggage hold of an airplane. They throw it in there. They throw luggage on top of it. Your car seat has just been in a crash. You don't know if it's missing the labels, you don't know if it's missing parts, and you don't know if any of the recalls have been corrected. The other thing you want to make sure you do is register it with the manufacturer. The little postcard that comes with your car seat, fill that out, send it in. That's how they notify you in case of a recall. By law, they cannot use that information to market other materials to you. It's only for the purpose of recalls, so send that in. And then read the manual. The manual will tell you absolutely everything you need to know about that car seat. And I also recommend reading it monthly. As your child changes in height, in weight, there's different requirements. Do you need to move the straps? Do you need to take out the inserts? Read the manual.
Okay. My goodness, listening to you talk about this, I'm like, wow, I think we've really made some bad decisions on how our kids use car seats, but they're older now, so fortunately they fit into boosters and for their weight as well. So what are the different, speaking of boosters, what are the different types of car seats you can choose?
So different types of car seats are the infant only, and that's the one here with the carrier and the base. This is always a rear-facing car seat. You would never put an infant-only car seat forward-facing. You always want to check the manual for the height and weight of the child. They all have limits, and they all have different limits. Some go to 20 pounds, some go to 25 or 30 pounds. Never modify your car seat. If it did not come out of the box, it does not go on the car seat. So, an example, toys like this. You would never put this on the car seat because it did come out of the box. It was never tested with this car seat. We don't know what is this going to do in a crash. Is it going to come loose? You know, it could come loose, it could hit the baby. So you never modify your car seat in any way. So if it did not come out of the box, it does not go on the car seat. Any little extras like the inserts and the headrest, the ones that come with it, that's fine up to the weight limit. But if it didn't come with it, you don't add it.
Okay.
Nothing ever goes behind or under baby. That can affect the straps. Even blankets and jackets. If you live where it's cold, take your jacket off the baby, put the baby in the car seat, tighten the straps, put the jacket on over the car seat so it doesn't go under the straps.
Like facing forward,
right.
Kind of going, rather than wrapping it around the baby?
So the jacket is backwards on the baby.
Okay.
And then this is a car seat. This is for travel, nothing else. This is not a carrier. You don't want your baby sleeping in this. If the babies are in these too long, it can cause flat heads. It can also cause apnea. They scrunch down. It squishes their lungs, and they're not breathing properly. So it can cause apnea. The next car seat would be a convertible car seat. That's one that can be rear-facing or forward-facing. You do want to keep babies rear-facing as long as you possibly can. The minimum is 1 year and 20 pounds.
Okay.
That is the minimum. Maximum would be based on the weight and height of your car seat.
Okay.
So 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, if they are meet the weight height requirements, keep them rear facing. And a lot of parents ask, what do we do with their legs? Baby will figure it out. We figure out what to do with our legs. Baby will figure out what to do with their legs. Remember, we're protecting the brain, the spine, and the neck. The legs will heal. So most convertible seats are forward facing up to 40 pounds. They all have the 5-point harness. So when it's rear facing versus forward facing, you turn it around at the maximum, not the minimum. And then when you do turn that car seat around, be aware there is a different belt path. That is where you put the seat belt when you're installing it. It's different for forward facing versus rear facing. The other type of car seat would be a convertible. That is a forward-facing 5-point harness that after a certain weight limit turns into a booster seat. So follow the weight limits of the harness. You don't want to go over that because we don't know how those harnesses will protect the baby if they're over the weight limit, but we don't want to do it too soon either. So keep them in the 5-point harness as long as possible.
Okay.
And then the last one's the booster seat. There can be a high back booster or a backless booster. If your seat of your car does not have a headrest, you must use the high back booster. If it has the headrest, you can use the backless booster. The belt positioning boosters are twice as safe as a seatbelt only. So you do want to keep them in the booster as much as possible. And then that booster should always be no lower than the tops of their ears. So it should be that high because we want to protect the head. Because remember that we have that rock and rebound. We go forward and then we go backwards. We want the headrest to protect their heads. And you keep them in that as long as the weight limits allow. It's usually about 4 years old and 4'9". When your child's not in a booster, you need to buckle it in. because in a crash, it's going to go forward. It becomes projectile. It can hit the driver. It can hit the passenger. Buckle your boosters in, even when your children are not in them. So there is a 5-step test to take them out of the booster. Does your child sit all the way in the back of the seat? Is their bottom to the back? Does their knees bend comfortably over the front? Are their feet on the floor? Does the lap belt go as low as possible across their legs? And can the child sit like this the whole time? This is why we don't put 2-year-olds in a booster. They cannot sit in that position the whole time.
And they fall asleep.
Yes. So those are the 4 types of car seats.
And for the boosters as well, I mean, can you keep them in as long as they're not meeting the max weight limit? Because my kids are 6 and 7 and they're still in those boosters.
Yes.
So
yes, keep them in as long as you possibly can, as long as they meet the height weight requirements.
Okay, fantastic. When is the right time to move up to the next level of car seat?
So different states have different laws, but the best way to figure that out for you is the weight requirements of the car seat.
Okay.
Read your manuals. It will tell you what the weight limits are. I would keep them in whatever seat they're in as long as you possibly can. Each step towards the adult seat belt is a step down in safety. So you want to keep them in that as long as you possibly can.
Okay. When should a parent use the latch system compared to just the seat belt?
Okay, so the purpose of latch is convenience and ease of installation. If you compare using the latch is lower anchors and tethers for children.
Is that the thing that goes, it hooks to the, underneath the seat?
Yes, so it hooks underneath the seat and then there's a tether that goes in the back. In safety crash tests, point for point they're exactly the same using latch versus using seat belt. Safety-wise, they're exactly the same. So you would want to decide based on what works best for you. So my last car, the latch was about impossible. So I would use the seatbelt. My new car, the seatbelt's easy, the latch is easy. It's just a matter of personal safety. So several things to consider. Not all middle seats have the latch. So this is where you want to read your vehicle manual. Most people have never ever read their vehicle manuals. Read your manual. It tells you exactly what you can do. So the middle seat does not always have the latch in every vehicle. You can also look on the seats, there will be a little symbol. So if there's 4 symbols going across, that's only the outboard seats that would have it. If there's 6 symbols going across, then yes, you can use the middle seat. You cannot, if you want to put your car seat in the middle and your vehicle does not have the latch, you cannot use the left of one and the right of the other.
The spacing's incorrect.
The spacing is incorrect. It's supposed to be 11 inches.
Okay.
And so in a crash, we want it to go forward, whereas if it's out this way, it would come this way, and it would not be as safe for your child. You also don't want to put more than one car seat on each anchor bar.
Okay.
So make sure the seat is on its own correct anchor bar. If you're rear facing, you don't always use the tether. That's where you check your vehicle manual, you check your car seat manual. That will tell you exactly when you need to use the tether. But if you are forward facing, using the latch, you must use the tether. If you are forward facing using the seat belt, it is recommended to use the tether.
Okay.
So if you drive an older vehicle, you can get the tether installed. If you take it to the manufacturer, most of them will do it for free. They will install the tether for you, but they cannot install the lower anchors after the vehicle has been manufactured. So when can you stop using latch? If your child is more than 40 pounds, just the child alone is more than 40 pounds, then you need to stop using the latch. If the child and the car seat together are 65 pounds, then you'd stop using the latch. You just convert over and use the seat belt.
That's all that? Okay, fantastic. And then, and I'm afraid to hear the answer of this because I feel like I have made so many of these common errors, but what are some common errors that parents make with regards to using car seats? Okay. I can list like 15 of them that you've already said that I think we've done over the past 7 years.
There's a lot. So one of the biggest ones is using the infant car seat in a shopping cart. This is not meant to be in a shopping cart.
It's been in the news a lot lately.
It has, because they have fallen and babies have become injured. So when you put it in the seat portion of the car seat, you might hear that click. However, the car seat at the back may be secured in, but not in the front, so that nothing's preventing that baby from flipping this way. Also, the shopping carts at stores are not secure. They fall over very easily, especially if you have a toddler or an older child hanging on the sides. There have been instances where the shopping cart has tipped over on the toddler, taking the infant with it. Also, when you hook that on there, those clips are not meant to hook on shopping carts. They're meant to hook into the base.
Right.
You can damage those clips. If you damage it in a shopping cart, it's not good in the car. That's where we need them to be good, is in the car. So please do not put your baby on the shopping cart. You can put them in the back basket, or better yet, wear your baby in an ergo, in a sling, wear your baby, do your shopping, but please do not put this on top of a shopping cart. Another common error is expiration dates. Most people do not know all car seats have an expiration date. Average is 6 years from the date of manufacture, not the date of first use, not the date of purchase, from manufacture. Car seats will have a date on them. It's either on a sticker on the back or it's actually stamped into the plastic of the car seat, but no more than 6 years. Reason for that is these are plastic. Your car reaches over 120 degrees in summer. That over summer after summer can break down the plastic. That's what's protecting your baby. So no more than 6 years. The other one that's common is cleaning the car seat. The liner, some of them are machine washable. Read your instruction manual. If it says do not put it in the dryer, do not put it in the dryer. There's reasons for that. It's shrinkage and it doesn't work properly. The other thing is cleaning the straps. Babies spit up, usually in the car seat, on the straps. We have diaper emergencies. You cannot clean your straps. They cannot get wet. They are elastic, and in a crash, they are meant to expand. If you wash them, they will expand when they're wet and then shrink when they're dry. And then they're all of a sudden useless. So in a crash, they're not helpful. If you must clean them, you take a baby wipe, you gently wipe it, but you don't get them wet. If it's a huge emergency, call your manufacturer, get new straps. They have spares, they will send them to you. So again, read your manuals, it tells everything. The other one's not knowing about recalls. If you send in those forms, but then you move, or you don't send in the forms, they cannot contact you for a recall. So go on the manufacturer's website. They list the recalls. There are recall lists.
Okay.
I know at the family room we have the recall list, and we look up car seats all the time. So know about the recalls. The other thing is the labels on the car seat. Never remove your labels. They are not there just for installation instructions. They're not there just to make it user-friendly. Those are the laws. By law, each of those labels is required, and you should read them, and you should leave them on there. So don't remove the labels. And then the final one is never, never, ever place a rear-facing car seat in the front seat with an airbag. It is very dangerous if that airbag deploys. Babies have been badly injured, so never put it in the front seat with an airbag. Even if there's a sensor or an on-off switch, those have a high failure rate.
Okay.
So do not ever put a rear-facing car seat in front of an airbag.
Okay. Terrific. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. We really appreciate this. My goodness, I have learned a tremendous amount about car seat safety, that is for sure. For more information on parenting and breastfeeding, you can check out our shows Preggy Pals, Parent Savers, and the Boob Group. And for those of you watching us live, you will actually get 50% off of our club memberships. All you have to do is visit our members section of our show's websites and enter the promo code, which again is YNBF for Your Natural Baby Fair. So YNBF 2013, and the links to our show's website via our main website, which is newmommymedia.com. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be exploring the importance of tummy time. We'll be right back.